So let's just start with some shoulder circles. We're going to roll up, back, down, up, back, down. So this one right here, our shoulder blades are really a big part of our posture, right? We should normally, we don't want to be up here when we're just sitting and walking and hanging out. We should be down and back a little bit, okay? So we're kind of loosening those up, strengthening them a little bit, giving them a little bit of a stretch here. Keep going. If you find yourself with your ears in your shoulders or your shoulders up in your ears, you know, during the day, just bring them back and down a little bit. Okay. Let's do some of our deep breathing and the power up. So what we're going to do is feet nice and wide, planted on the floor or on your footrest. Okay, let's reach down to the floor and blow out. And then big deep breath in, arms back, reach your hands down and back. This is also working those posture muscles. You should be kind of sliding your shoulder blades down your back. We're stretching across our chest here to kind of open up where we tend to sit like this a lot. We all do. You know, we're typing, we're looking at our phone, we're watching TV, we're sitting in our wheelchair. So we're kind of stretching across here and strengthening those shoulder blade muscles. Okay, so one more big deep breath in and blow it out as you bend forward as far as you can. And big deep breath in, come up, palms facing out, slide those shoulder blades down and back. And breathe out. And in. And out. Let's do one more of those. Big deep breath in. Up tall, shoulder blades down and back. Give yourself a little bit of a double chin here. And relax. Good deal. All right. So we also added a neck stretch last time that I think we'll do again as well. So this tends to get tight and kind of contribute to that shoulders forward and hunched posture, okay? So you're going to keep your shoulders down. And if you want to grab the edge of your seat, you can. But the whole point of that is to keep the shoulder down so it doesn't hike up. So the one that you're grabbing with your seat with, kind of look away towards your other hip a little bit and roll your chin down towards that pocket so that you feel just a little stretch in the back side of the neck on the same side as the shoulder you're anchoring down. And we'll just hold that there. So you might feel a little pull, but you don't want pain, okay? Just a little gentle stretch. Let's hold this a little longer. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And now we're going to do the other side. So take your other hand and grab onto your seat or your armrest or your leg, or just make sure that other shoulder stays down while you turn towards the other hip and roll that nose and chin down towards your other pocket. So I've got a little bit of a stretch back here from my shoulder blade up into my neck. We're just going to hold this a little bit. And let's hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good deal. We'll maybe add one more other neck stretch here. That all of these neck and shoulder muscles are all kind of interconnected, and they're all very much part of our posture. So again, let's keep one shoulder down. Either just relax it or grab onto the chair. You're going to keep looking straight ahead while you tip your ear to your opposite shoulder. If that's not quite enough stretch, if you don't feel a gentle stretch, you can lean away from this hand a little bit just to get a little more distance between your shoulder and your ear. So we're stretching that upper track muscle here. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And we'll go the other way. Grab onto your seat. Anchor the shoulder down. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. And stay looking ahead while you lean your ear towards your other shoulder. If you don't quite have a stretch yet, you can lean away from that hand just gently a little bit to get a little more stretch there. And let's hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, let's stretch those hamstrings, the backs of our legs. These tend to get really tight when we're sitting a lot. Tight hamstrings can definitely contribute to low back pain especially. So we want those hamstrings to be stretched. And if they're really tight, it makes it hard to take a big step when you're walking. So if you can, scoot to the front edge of your seat. You're gonna stick your foot out on the floor ahead of you. Knee straight, sit up nice and tall. If you already feel a pull down the back of that straight leg, great, hold that. If not, keep your back nice and straight and lean that chest forward a little bit until you feel a gentle pull in the back of that straight leg. And we'll hold that there. Some nice deep breaths. As you breathe out, see if you can relax a little bit further into your stretch. Get a little deeper stretch there. We're going to hold this about 8 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's come back up. We'll switch feet. So bend your leg that was just straight. Now stick your other foot out ahead of you. Knee straight, sit up nice and tall. If you already feel a pull, great, hold that there. If not, keep your back nice and straight while you lean forward from those hips, bringing your chest towards your thighs. And again, deep breaths. And as you breathe out, see if you can sink a little further into that stretch. Get a little deeper stretch there, just gently. We don't want to tear any muscles or anything. Just get a nice deep stretch there. And relax. All right, the last one we're going to do stretching here is a chin tuck. Again, this one's a little more for our posture as well. A lot of us tend to have rounded shoulders, a forward head posture. You can kind of see here, I've got my head's forward, my shoulders rounded. So we're going to sit up nice and tall and take your chin straight back like you're giving yourself a double chin. If you're real tight, you may feel a little stretch right down here in the bottom of your head, the top of your neck, if those muscles are real tight. So let's just sit up tall, give yourself that double chin. Let's hold 3, 2, 1, relax. And again, double chin, 3, 2, 1, relax. Let's do a few more of those. Double chin, 3, 2, 1, relax. Double chin, 3, 2, 1, relax. And one more, double chin, 3, 2, 1, relax. We'll try to keep incorporating some of this stuff and maybe adding a little bit more as we go. Next week, Jim is coming back to take over this class. I'll be on vacation. So I will let him know that some of you want to keep working on your posture, and he may have other ideas. That's one nice thing about switching up. He can kind of bring his spin on it all and his thoughts about it, okay? All right, we're going to get into our strength training intervals. So if you want to get your band and or any light weights or cans to use as weights, go ahead and grab those now. I have a band, there it is. All right, we're not going to use those yet. We'll get there. If you can, scoot to the front edge of your chair because we're going to be doing a little bit of a sit. Oh, no, I lied. What we're going to do is work on your obliques, your abdomen muscles on the side, okay? So you're going to keep your arms up if you can, and you're going to squeeze this muscle here while you try to march your knee up to your elbow, okay? Obviously, if you don't have the ability to raise that knee, that's okay. Really squeeze that hip and shoulder together as best you can. All right, we're going to try this for about 30 seconds. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll stick with one side and then we'll do it again and do the other side. So if you can, elbow to knee, staying up nice and tall, squeezing those side muscles to pull your hip and shoulder together. If you can't do that, just try marching that hip up and squeezing that shoulder and hip together as best you can. Okay? A couple more seconds. And relax. So we're going to do the other side next. Give yourself just a second here. Again, we're trying to focus on these side muscles. So squeeze those together to pull your hip and shoulder together when we do it. All right, let's get going here. 30 seconds of this. Stay tall. Keep that belly button drawn in just a little bit to keep the abdomen muscles engaged. We'll do it about 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right, now we're going to grab your band or your weights. Or if you don't want to use any, that is perfectly okay too. All right, I'm going to use my band. We're going to do bicep scrolls when we start. So you're either going to just lift your hands up towards your shoulders, or you're going to use weights to do that and kind of really squeeze your biceps or these muscles here in the front top of your arm. Or you can use your band by looping it under your feet and around your hands. Sit up tall and curl it that way, all right? So everyone get it ready. We'll start in about 8 seconds here. So up nice and tall. Keep that nice posture the whole time. And here we go. 30 seconds. Curling those biceps. 20 more seconds. Keep a nice posture while you do it so that you're not cheating. We're focusing on those arm muscles. We got about 8 more seconds here. And relax. So I realize we kind of have a wide variety of abilities in this class. If you want to stay sitting, great. If you feel like this class is not quite intense enough for you and you want to take it up a level, you can stand and do it, okay? You could, whoops, sorry. You could even do a little squat while you curl each time if you're looking for that challenge, okay? I'm going to remain seated. Feel free to add to standing if you want to up the intensity a little bit. We're going to start in about 5 seconds here. We're doing 30 seconds again. Here we go. Keep those elbows tucked in at your sides. Bring those hands straight forward and up towards the front of your shoulders. We're going about 10 more seconds. And relax. Nice job. Okay, so what we're going to do next when we start is cross punches. Again, you can do it in sitting without the band, just reaching and punching across. Keep that belly button drawn in just a little bit to get that core engaged. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can do kind of a sit up and punch. Okay, if you want to use the band or a weight, you can. For the band, I like to wrap it around my back. So I've got it in each hand and I've got it around my back. And again, I can punch. I can add a little bit of a sit up and punch. I'm really reaching out and across. And again, you can do it standing. If you're going to do it standing, just stand or get a little bit of a knee bend so that you're working those quads a little bit too as you go. Again, with or without the weights, okay? We'll start in 5 seconds. And go. 30 seconds here. Really punching hard. However you're doing it, with no weights, with bands, with weights. And again, we can do the sit up with it if we want to get a little more abdominal involvement. We're reaching across. No matter what, we're keeping our belly button drawn in a little bit to keep that core engaged. Good job. 5 more seconds. And relax. We'll do 1 more set of those in just a minute here. If that was too much, you can take it down a notch If you want to try challenging yourself more, go for it, or stay right with what you were doing that time. All right, let's get ready. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds of punching. Reaching across your body, punch real hard. Good job. We got about 20 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Keep punching. Keep that belly button drawn in a little bit. Stay nice and tall. And relax. Nice job. We'll stick with our upper body here. One more exercise. We're going to do a seated row. So we're working on our shoulder blade muscles, which is again good for our posture, but also good for being able to reach without so much shoulder pain. So you can use a band or a weight or not. No matter what, you're going to come forward a little bit and you're going to pull your elbows straight back, pinching your shoulder blades together at the end. Okay, so we're rowing straight back. If you want to use a band, again, I would loop it under your feet when you lean forward, and we're keeping elbows in by your sides, forearms parallel to each other. Okay, back straight, and you're squeezing those shoulder blades together behind you. Again, if you want to do it standing, you can. We're coming straight back here then. Okay, let's start in about 5 seconds. We'll do 30 seconds then. Here we go. Pinch those shoulder blades together at the end. We got 20 more seconds here. If you can't lean forward and you want to just sit up and squeeze those shoulder blades together, that will work those posture muscles as well. We've got about 5 more seconds. And relax. So the leaning forward makes it so that it's a little bit tougher to fight against gravity, and you're working some of those spine muscles a little more, but certainly you could just sit and squeeze, or you could even sit and pull your elbows back together, again, keeping them parallel to each other. We'll start again in about 10 or 15 seconds. And 5 more seconds. Here we go, 30 seconds of rows. Let's do it. Twenty more seconds. We're looking good. Keep pinching those shoulder blades back together, down and back. Squeeze them down and back. 10 more seconds. And relax. Good job. So we're going to switch gears a little bit and work on those legs a little more. We're going to do our clam shells next. Okay. So to get ready, when we do the clam shells, that's where we're pushing our knees apart. You can just push your knees apart as hard as you can and pause. You can push against your hands and pause. Kind of hold it a couple seconds. You can wrap the band around your knees and push those knees apart. Okay, so kind of holding the band with your hands and pushing those knees apart. 2, 3, relax. Okay, so we're working these outer hip muscles a little bit, which is important when we're standing and walking, whether we're walking or just standing for a transfer. Either way, we need these outer hip muscles to help stabilize us. We'll start in about 8 seconds. We're pushing those knees apart hard for 30 seconds. Here we go. So separate them as far as you can and hold about 3 seconds each time. 15 more seconds. got about 5 more seconds here. And relax. Good deal. So we're going to do another set of those here in a couple seconds. We'll rest just a minute. Again, let those nerves recover, right? When our muscles start getting tired with MS, some of it's just muscle fatigue, but often it might be more of a central fatigue where those nerves just aren't firing their message as well. So we need to let them time to recover so that we can go again. All right, we'll start again in about 5 seconds doing those clam shells. We're pushing those knees apart, holding about 3 seconds each time. Here we go. We got about 20 more seconds. Keep pushing those knees out. Couple more seconds, guys. Keep pushing and relax. We'll do one more specific leg strengthening exercise here. Our leg press that we've been doing, okay? So you can push your legs straight down into the ground, activating those leg muscles, those thigh muscles, and hold about 3 seconds. Or you can wrap the band around a foot and push your legs straight out against the band. Or you can stand up and do a squat, holding on to the standing behind your chair, okay? Sticking your bottom back like you're hovering over a chair and standing back up. So you don't want to let your knees come forward if you're going to do it that way. You keep your knees back a little bit, stick that bottom back and up. So we've got 3 options here. You do what works best for you, okay? So again, we're pressing down through our feet like you're trying to stand. And holding about 3 seconds, or doing the leg press. Do one leg now and the other leg next time, or some squats. I'll do the leg press. So when you're doing the leg press, you can incorporate those posture muscles too by staying nice and tall, keeping those forearms parallel to the floor, shoulder blades squeezed together while you push that leg out. All right. So choose your option. We'll start in 5 seconds. And here we go, 30 seconds, work those legs. We got about 15 more seconds. Hopefully you're feeling this in the front of your thigh and maybe in your glutes. And relax. We'll switch feet if you're doing the leg press. The other 2 are working both feet already anyway. So we'll rest just a minute here. And we'll start about 5 seconds. Right, here we go. If you're doing the bands, keep those forearms parallel to the floor, shoulder blades pinched together behind you. Let's go a couple more seconds here. And relax. Nice job. So remember, this is your class, right? At any point, if you need a break, take one, okay? You can jump back in or you can just be done and try again next week. Whatever you feel like is appropriate for you. If you need a drink at any time, take it. If you need to skip just like one of these intervals every now and then, do that. If you got it all, good. Keep doing it all. We're going to go into our high intensity intervals next, okay? The first one we're going to do is a sit up, punch, and march. So you're kind of sitting up, punching, and marching that opposite foot, okay? And we'll alternate sides. So it works a little better if you're forward in your chair a little bit so that you've got room to sit up and punch across. And again, if you keep that belly button drawn in a little bit, we're working those core muscles a little more. So we're going to try 30 seconds. I had been having you guys do 25-second intervals the last few weeks. I thought we'd up to 30 seconds, just to make it a little bit tougher, hopefully. These intervals, again, we're trying to get that heart rate up because there's a lot of research, right, about how the high intensity exercises, even in short intervals, is really good for your health and wellness, but also protecting our nervous system. So we'll start in 5 seconds. It's a sit up, march, and punch, alternating sides. Here we go. And we're going hard and fast to get that heart rate up. Good job, guys. Keep going. We got 20 more seconds. Hard and fast. Get that heart rate up. You want to be breathing hard by the end. Five more seconds. Keep pushing. And relax. Good job. Okay. I've got 3 intervals we're going to do here. I think we'll do each once and then we'll go back through again. So the next one we're going to do is jump rope. You don't really need a jump rope, but when we do it, you're going to be doing your hands and kind of bouncing those feet, okay? If seated feels too easy, you can stand and do it, and you can just bounce on your toes, okay? So sitting or standing, bouncing on those toes, hopping those feet up, getting those arms going, all right? Let's start in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds of this. We're jumping rope here. Faster is going to get that heart rate up more. Good job, guys. Keep going. Let's go about 10 more seconds here. Stay up nice and tall. If you're not leaning against your backrest, it's tougher. If you need to lean against your backrest, that's okay too. And relax. Catch your breath here. You guys feel like you're breathing hard? Good deal. All right. A couple deep breaths. Take a drink if you need it. When we start again, the next one we're doing is a leg press and overhead reach. So you're pressing down through one foot and reaching. Actually, reach the opposite way. So I'm going to push down through this foot while I reach as far as I can up and over with my other arm. Okay? So we're engaging both. If that feels too easy, you can stand up and reach. Sit, stand and reach, sit, okay? So you can do a sit to stand with an overhead reach. So you're either pressing and reaching while you're sitting, pressing as hard as you can, or you're standing up and reaching up and down, all right? We're doing 30 seconds. We'll start in a couple seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Again, bigger, harder, faster is going to get that heart rate up more. We keep that belly button drawn in a little bit, then we're protecting that spine some, and we're working those core muscles. Let's go 5 more seconds. And relax. Nice job. So we're going to run through each one of those one more time here, just a second. The first one will be the sit up, cross punch, and march. Okay? Okay, so if you want to be at the front edge of your seat so that you've got room to do the sit up, go for it. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Harder, faster, bigger is going to get that heart rate up more, so do your best. I'm in a chair on wheels, which is not smart, but I keep sliding back a little bit every time. Couple more seconds. And relax. Nice job, guys. I can tell I'm going to feel that in my belly tonight or tomorrow. So catch your breath. The next one we'll do is the seated or the standing jump rope.
Yeah, I went back again.
Okay, so remember the jump rope, we're bouncing our legs up and twisting those arms. If you want to stand and do it, you can bounce up on your toes or kind of bounce through your knees, okay? So standing or sitting, we'll start in about 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Leaning against your backrest and giving yourself more support will make it a little less intense. If you want a little more intensity, don't lean against that backrest. Stay up sitting nice and tall. 15 more seconds. Keep pushing. We got 5 more seconds. And relax. Good job. We've got one more intensity interval here in just a second. We've got the leg press and overhead reach. So again, you're pressing through your leg and reaching the opposite arm, or you're doing a stand and reach, okay? Make sure your chair's not on wheels and not tippy if you're gonna do that one. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Push those feet down hard into the floor. The harder you push, the more you'll get a little lift under that hip. So do your best. Activate those legs, activate that core. 15 more seconds. 5 more seconds. Feel like I'm dancing to the Backstreet Boys here. And relax. Good job, guys. So from here, we're going to start cooling it down a little bit. Get a little drink if you need to. Take a couple deep breaths. We'll kind of stretch and cool down. That was really good. I don't know if you guys still have the cicadas at your house. We finally have them now at mine. And actually today here at work in the lobby, one must have taken a ride up on somebody because there was one sitting on the floor all the way up here in the lobby. So we had a hitchhiker. All right, the first one we're going to do is the cat-cow. So you can put your hands on your knees, or if you don't have that ability, just rest your hands on your thighs. But no matter what, you're kind of pushing through your hands, rounding that back, kind of tucking your tailbone under you, and spreading those shoulder blades around towards the front of your back for our cat. You can be leaned forward with your hands on your knees. And then the cow, we're opposite of that. Shoulder blades down and back, sticking our tailbone up in the air, opening that chest nice and wide and looking up. So if you can't lean forward with your hands on your knees, you're just kind of sticking your belly out, pulling those shoulder blades back, sticking your chest out for the cow. And then you're rounding forward, tucking that tailbone under you for the cat. Yes, I got it mixed up for a second. Okay, so let's do that a few times. Let's round for that cat. Separate those shoulder blades as far as you can. Tuck that tailbone under you. And let's do the cow. So we're sticking our tailbone, rolling it up in the air, separating those squeezing your shoulder blades, opening that chest up, and looking up towards the sky. And let's see our cat. So we're rounding our back, tucking our tailbone. And our cow. We're sticking that chest out, arching that back, opening that chest, looking up towards the sky. And cat. Rounding. And cow. All right, we're gonna Stick with stretching that spine a little bit, okay? We're gonna twist. So you're gonna just grab your armrest and gently twist that spine. None of these should hurt, right? Maybe just a little stretch, but we're just twisting to point that chest as far as we can to the side. Look over your back shoulder. That'll give you a little more twist. Back to the middle. And let's go the other way. So grab that other armrest. Gently pull so that your chest is facing as far towards the side as you can. And look over that back shoulder for a little more rotation. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time each way. So let's go back to the first way you started. Grab that other armrest again. Twist that spine. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go the other way one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to the middle. Let's stretch those hamstrings one more time now that our muscles are all warmed up. So if you're able to scoot towards the front edge of your chair, do that. Okay, if not, that's okay. Just stick one leg straight out. Keep your back nice and straight. If you already feel a pull in the back of that leg, great, stay there. If you need a little more stretch, keep your back straight and lean forward towards those thighs. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. Stick that other foot out, toes up, knees straight, back straight. Hinge forward from those hips if you need a little deeper stretch. You can probably go a little bit further now than you could at the beginning of the class, now that we're loosened up a little bit and we got those muscles moving some. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Let's do one more here, one more hip stretch. If you're able to, cross that ankle over your other thigh. Okay. And then if you can do that, it's not enough stretch, you can again keep your back straight and lean forward over it. We're looking for a little stretch in the back and or the side of that hip. If you can't quite do that, okay, then you can just kind of bend down and over your lap as best you can. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. So you're crossing ankles or you're leaning down the opposite direction as best you can, kind of a twist and bend. So stretches should never hurt. They maybe feel a little pull, but not pain. If it's painful, you need to back off or maybe just not do it for now. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. The one other one, this one's a tough one to stretch, but the front of our hip flexors get really tight, especially when we're sitting a lot. And those, what they do is bring your hip closer to your thigh, right? So when we're sitting, they're real short. When we're up or arched back, they elongate there, okay? If those are real tight, that can kind of pull us forward some when we're standing. Standing is one easy way to stretch it if you're able to. You can hold the back of your chair, step one foot back, and keep that foot flat on the floor. This back leg I'm going to keep straight, and I'm going to kind of scoot my tailbone forward and under till I feel a little pull in the front of this back leg. And I'm just going to hold that there. If you can't stand and you're sitting, You might not be able to do this in a wheelchair. You gotta be pretty mobile, but you can sit at the edge of your chair, turn to one side and drop this knee down and sit up real tall. And then I feel a little pull in the front of this. So be careful you don't slip off your chair, but either way, standing or sitting, we can kind of hold and stretch the front of that hip out. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll switch, either standing or sitting. If you're sitting, you're turning the other way in your chair, dropping that other knee towards the floor, and then kind of reaching back. We're trying to separate this top hip bone from our knee so we feel that pull in the front of our hip or thigh. If you're standing, again, just switch your feet, okay? The back foot down, front knee bent, and kind of scoop that tailbone up and under till you feel a little stretch in the front of that back thigh and hip. Let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And that does it for today.